Hello, hello, it is Kierra King here. Thank you for hopping on with me. If you are new, I welcome you to this channel. It's all about earth shifts. And in this video, I'm going to be talking about 7 signs that could mean that you might be experiencing a spiritual awakening. Now, before we start this video, please hit subscribe and the bell to make sure that you get all of the earth shift notifications. So, first is something causes you to seek. Now, in my experience and with many of my clients and students, it's usually some sort of pain, loss, something just shakes your world and you're like, what the happened, right? Who am I? Something causes you to seek. You might question everything that you have been through. Everything that you've learned. Something makes you go inward and you're like, whoa, all right, what happened to my life? Where did it go? Okay, so something might cause you to go inward. Now, through that process, we seek. So that's step number 2. And third is there's some sort of dynamic, energetic change that happens inside of you. So your thoughts, your emotions, there's some sort of spiritual change and at times physical. And what I mean by that is you start relating to yourself a little bit differently. You might notice you might be thinking a little bit different. You might want to seek some sort of spiritual help, some sort of perception shift, something different than what you have been doing. You might begin to question certain authorities or belief systems that you have, and you might start tapping into more of your empathy, your intuition, and you might start even experiencing more psychic awareness. That is something that is very common. That's something that happened with me. Now, a little bit about me is when I was 14 years old, I was at a church camp, and that is how I had a supernatural experience that opened me to start to be able to see outside of the cosmos. I started speaking and writing in different languages. It lasted for 13 hours, and it just was absolutely mind-blowing, insane. Something that you would see on a sci-fi movie. Definitely, you would probably think that I was on some sort of hallucinogenic trip or something, but I was 14 years old, sober, at a Christian church camp. Crazy. I'll be talking about that later. But you might have a shift in identity next. That's step number 5. Now, our shift in identity, we might go through different periods of change, and we just kind of start letting go. Our relationships start changing. We just start noticing we are gravitating more to the spiritual side of life. You might start thinking, step number 6, the hippies were right. Yep, I said it. You might start thinking the hippies were right. Now, what I mean by that, there's a spiritual call to detoxify. So we might start spiritual detoxification, emotional detoxification, mental detox, and spiritual detox. So you start detoxing however your soul is guiding you. All right, you just start riding the waves of detox. Next is the last step that you might be going through a spiritual awakening is you start noticing that your purpose and your sense of self starts changing. And you might have a little bit a different relationship to maybe your job doesn't fulfill you anymore, or aspects. If you're self-employed, there's a part of you that wants to change your message. Or you might be in a company and you might said wow, I went to school for this and I really love my job, but all of a sudden I just want to do something different. Yeah, because your soul has a purpose here and there's something that wants to come out. Now, the whole point of us going through a spiritual awakening and raising the vibration of the planet is to realize and embody and practice with one another unity consciousness. Now, our planet is going through a massive purge, a massive, massive purge. And we get to be a part of the clear up crew. Now, it doesn't have to be like any sort of daunting, like boring job. It's actually really kind of cool and fun. Now, we go through earth shifts that stimulate more awareness and consciousness for us to expand and essentially become better people, but it can be uncomfortable. There's emotional breakdowns and happenstances that occur for us to evolve, and that happens through our relationships with the self and relationship with other people, and sometimes it doesn't feel so good. But on the flip side of that, we also have a deep held promise and like inner knowing, if you allow yourself to tap into that there's a whole nother side to this. It's a whole nother paradigm and like a higher level of awareness, higher consciousness that we can tap into, and not only tap into, flow through us. Now, the only way that can happen is if we detox. We got to get those toxins out, got to get those low vibes out so that higher consciousness can flow through us. Now, the way that shows up emotionally, we start getting more clear. We start like living like really high vibe, whatever that means to you. It shows up for everybody different, okay? Whatever your soul is here to like live out. And just make sure you listen, follow through, listen, follow through, listen, follow through. Oh, but Kierra, how do I listen? Take up a meditation practice. Clear that mind. Now, what I like is mantra. You can adopt some sort of japa meditation is what I like right now. It serves me. Your left brain really locks on to something, and then your mind starts clearing. And then after you after you like begin, like your mind just starts like praying. It's just like empties and prays and clears. Practice with silence. Go back and forth and back and forth. Okay, you guys, I hope this helps you. But definitely any way that you can connect to your body as we are gravitating and moving through these spiritual earth shifts that rock us spiritually, emotionally, physically, and our thoughts. Make sure you have a tool that anchors you into presence. Now, just because we have gone through one spiritual awakening doesn't mean that that's it. When you have already gone through a spiritual awakening like me, like at 14 years old, and all of a sudden like multi-dimensional awareness was a thing and you had no words for it and you're like really crazy confused and you had no one to guide you, yeah, well, you could go through more. I've been living it for 17 years now, and I'm kind of like one of the many go-to guides on this planet. I'm a soul who came here to like share some of this stuff because I know myself and my soul, and I am called to teach some of this stuff, and I'm not the only one. So we all have a purpose. We all have our gifts. The key is tap into you, tap into your gifts. Do not be afraid. I'm going to say that over and over and over and over and over. Fear is a bitch. Integrate it, heal it, love it, act anyway. My name's Kierra. If you need any sort of one-on-one support through your spiritual awakening, I offer one-on-one sessions that start in the middle of June 2019. If you're looking for any sort of long-term mentorship, I offer Soul Code Coaching. It's my signature one-on-one coaching program. I'm a psychic spiritual life coach, and I am skilled in what I do, and my clients have tremendous, phenomenal results integrating all of the aspects of the self, pulling their life together so that way they can show up in their business or businesses or in their relationships in such a way so that they're not held back and they are raising the vibration within them and around them. If that is you and you want to live that life, you contact me. Go to www.thekierrakking.com. You can find me there. Email me, Kierra@thekierrakking.com, or you can also find me on Instagram and Facebook. I love you guys. Until the next time, bye.